As students, we all know how challenging it can be to keep a balanced diet. It's way easier to go through the drive-through at Burger King than it is to actually prepare a meal. But while we may satisfy our hunger, that burger and fries doesn't come close to satisfying our body's nutritional needs, ultimately starving ourselves over 4 years and more if you're considering grad school. Depriving our bodies of these nutrients can lead to mental and physical fatigue and can decrease performance at work and school, which might land you that same job at the Burger King down the street. Trust me, I know. I was a highly recruited high school football player eating over 6,000 calories at the age of 17. I spent countless hours reading fitness and nutritional articles and found that it's not about the hour in the gym, it's the other 15 or so outside of the gym that really count. It's very important to develop good eating habits early that'll help maintain good health for the rest of your life. Today, I'll first explain how to decipher food labels. Second, I'll discuss optimal calorie intake. And last but not least, I'll touch on some tricks used by the food industry to sell what they call diet foods. Generally, people make good food choices when deciding what to eat. The problem can often be they're getting too much fat or sodium and not enough vitamins and minerals. Starving your body of these vitamins and minerals can have short-term and long-term effects. Deciphering food labels, though, can help you meet your nutritional needs. It's important to understand the DV, or daily recommended value. The FDA suggests to avoid foods with a high percentage of fat, sodium, and cholesterol, as these foods can lead to chronic disease, cancers, and other complications. According to the FDA, most Americans don't get enough dietary fiber, vitamins, or minerals in their diet, but you can use food labels to not only cut out unwanted fats, but to increase essential vitamin and mineral consumption. Always note the serving size and servings per container. A 20-ounce bottle of Coke, for example, at a glance will say 110 calories for a serving. But if you note the servings per container, it's listed at 2.5. If you multiply 110 by 2.5, you get 275 calories. Food companies often list a very small portion size to make it seem like you're consuming less than what you actually are. For example, a box of Oreos will read 2 Oreos as a serving size, but if you're like me, you're not just going to eat 2 Oreos. Food can be looked at as energy. If you look at our bodies as machines, food is the fuel that keeps us going. Just like fuel, though, you don't want to put too much or too little in. And when you monitor how much food you put in your body, that's what we call counting calories. It's important to find a healthy caloric balance for you. Not everyone will be the same, but generally you want to put out more than what you put in. Early education is very important to developing good eating habits. According to the CDC, childhood obesity has more than doubled in children and quadrupled in adolescents in the past 30 years. And in 2012, more than one-third of children and adolescents were overweight or obese. Schools need to play a bigger part in promoting healthy choices and educating the youth about good eating habits and healthy lifestyle choices. In an article published last year, the Huffington Post compared the typical American school lunch compared to countries around the world, and it found that other countries serve far more healthier options. While we offer lunches that consist of high fat and sugary foods, the other countries provided fruits, vegetables, and lean meats with little to no fat or sugar. Undereating can also be a problem. Not eating enough on top of not getting the essential nutrients you need can have immediate effects like fatigue, headaches, and the inability to focus. One reason people don't eat enough is they simply don't have time, especially breakfast. When you miss breakfast, you significantly starve your body because assuming you didn't eat right before you fell asleep, you may not eat anything for 12 to 16 hours, which isn't really good. Another reason is people may not have the means to afford the foods they want or know they need. Healthier food options are more expensive than less nutritious options, especially like fast food or casual dining. They're always going to charge more for the healthier options. So now that we've covered how to select your food and how much to eat, let's talk about some of the tricks used by food companies to trick you into buying lower quality food. Food companies, especially junk food producers, trick consumers into purchasing a product that they think is healthy when it's actually not. One of the tricks they often use is to call something low sugar or no sugar and distribute the sugars across several different ingredients so that it isn't listed in the top three. Because on nutrient labels, the ingredients are listed in order of proportion in the food, with the most common ingredients listed first. Companies use multiple different sugars in small amounts so that they don't have to list them off in the top ingredients. For example, According to Mike Adams of Zerbos.com, a manufacturer can use a combination of sucrose, high fructose corn syrup solids, brown sugar, dextrose, and other sugar ingredients to make sure none of them are present in large enough quantities to attain top position on the ingredient list. Another trick that they use is naming the product something that it's not. Again, according to Mike Adams of Zerbos.com, brand name companies make products like guacamole dip with no actual avocado in it. Instead, it's hydrogenated soybean oil and artificial green coloring just mixed up into a nice goop. Another example of this relates back to the sugar trick. Companies can label snack foods as no sugar or low sugar, and when in reality they're just spread across multiple different ingredients. So this was really just a small portion of what it takes to transition to a healthier lifestyle. In discussing these topics, I hope you can take something away and apply it to your own diet. First, I discussed deciphering food labels and making sure you're getting the nutrients your body needs. Second, I talked about knowing your optimal calorie intake, and as everybody's a little bit different. And lastly, I discussed some of the many tricks used by the food companies to get consumers to purchase their low quality food. So remember, you are what you eat.